What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. Yo, man, I just got through listening to another video on Fight Hype earlier today, and there's a lot of people. There's more and more people. I heard Angel Garcia. There's more and more people thinking that we might not get that fight between Crawford and Spence, but I still think we're gonna get the fight. I think it's more so a case of the money, and I believe, by Spence keep coming out vocally saying that Crawford is the guy that he wants. I think if push come to shove, he may go ahead and agree to that 50-50 if that's what it's going to take to get Crawford in the ring. Once again, because they both rich. But I will say this. If it come down to anything like that, he'll take that out of Crawford's ass when they had that fight. I truly believe that. I think if it come a point where Spence give up a bunch of money to have this fight, that's going to show you the level of confidence that he got in beating this boy. And it's probably it'll probably have a lot to do with the outcome, because I truly believe if they had this fight and Errol is forced to go along with some stuff that ordinarily he wouldn't go along with if he wasn't trying to be the pound for pound champion, I believe he's gonna make Crawford pay for it real bad in that ring, man, unless Crawford just gonna take a knee or something. Because I truly believe that in the bottom of my heart. I think they're gonna have a fight by Errol constantly saying he wants Crawford. I believe the ball is more in his court than anybody else, because by him being the main event that everybody coming to see, it's gonna be up to him with the money. So if he willing to be generous with the paper, I think everything will go down. I think Crawford is possibly intentionally pricing himself out so he can say, well, they ain't meet my demands, so I'm gonna move on to the next person. But if he's talking about moving to Charlo, that ain't really no better for him. Charlo got a lot of power, man, and I done seen Bud get touched by too many fighters to think that he'll go through a 12-round fight with Charlo and not get touched good. So I say again, I think we're gonna get the fight. I think the ball is truly pretty much in Spence court. It's gonna be pretty much up to him what he's willing to concede to. And I say it to the cows come home. If he wants the belt so bad that he willing to give up millions of dollars to fight Crawford, he gonna do something real bad to him in there, cause that'll mean that he know he can beat him. And if it go down to that, I'm sure they both have, feel like they could, feel like what they feel. But I think, put it like this: if Errol is willing to take food off his plate just to get that fight, he'll beat dog shit out that boy. I mean that too. It may be some money that it may be a hefty price to pay for that extra money if it comes down to something like that with Bud and Errol. Because once again, it's always been an A side and a B side in boxing. It always has. Bud already know whether it's his fault or Bob Arum's fault that he ain't selling tickets like that, and he know how the business of boxing go, especially on a pay-per-view fight. The guy who's selling the most pay-per-views and got the most belts is the A side almost all the time. So I mean, it sounds like he wants to change the rules of boxing just for his benefit. But a lot of things it's just like he said with Keith Thurman. People know how to price themselves out of a fight. I really believe it could have a lot to do with how he did Ugas in there. Blowing through Ugas and eating his punches like he did. I'm quite sure that they got Crawford thinking twice, because I'm gonna have to get in the ring with this dude. And it's one thing sparring in the gym, a few people seeing it. It's a whole other thing when you got millions of people in the whole world watching you fight a guy. Ain't no excuses to make. You can say anything happened in the gym. You can say it was just sparring. So if he don't take this fight, that means he's more concerned with perception than legacy. Now he already in the Hall of Fame, so that might be enough for him. That's why I say, I don't know. It seemed like they could have waited on that by him still fighting right now. You know, but I think that's got a lot to do with the negotiations, because shit like that can make a person think they worth more money than they actually are. It don't make no difference about none of that if people ain't willing to pay to watch you fight. And Spence has proven that even in the piracy, he can make money on pay-per-view. Crawford has not proved that. What he's proved is that he's not a good seller on pay-per-view. So like I said, the only way you know, if Spence take food out of his own mouth, shit, he gonna get that back in the ring. So I don't agree with Bob Arum and Angel Garcia, you know, saying that they don't think the fight gonna be made. I truly believe it is, just because Arum has done pretty much everything he said he's gonna do in his career. I don't think he's petty enough, and it wouldn't be petty on his part, but I don't think he would let that little bit of money stop him if this is truly his goal to become undisputed. You know, because if it's not that big a deal, then I would just move up or go ahead and fight Boots and give him the opportunity to fight for the IBF. But what Crawford doing is holding up other people's careers with these games he playing, trying to get more money. You know, like people like Jerron Anderson, them shit, they trying to see what's what, so they can see how they, you know, it's other people that want these belts. You know, so they can't get a chance to fight for them if these other dudes ain't gonna fight. Earl ready to fight Crawford do this shit every year. Like I said, man, he been in the welterweight division for 5 years and had 6 fights. That let you know right there, he ain't giving no. It ain't like he giving people an opportunity to win the belt from him. You know, so I don't know. I can't wait to hear what his fans gonna have to say. I mean, a lot of them completely delusional. So I'm real interested in what the comments gonna say about this. I'm gonna see how they gonna make this shit Spence fault. They are, you know, this is Crawford who won't sign a damn contract, and hey, we can't have no fight if we got one dude wanting to fight, another one wanting to constantly trying to get more, as much as he can out of this one fight. I mean, and he on record coming out of his own mouth saying, when you confident in your skills, it ain't always about the money in that fight, you know. Because if he ain't finna retire, if he can go there and beat Earl Spence, you gonna be getting top dollar for the rest of your days. I'm just, you know, it's making me think he ain't planning on having a whole lot more fights after this week, you know, because I say he already had 35 fights. It seemed to me like he was saving the best for last. I mean, I could be wrong, but I truly think he's trying to get all he can and probably gonna shut it down after this fight, or maybe have 1 or 2 more. But I can say this much, I'm gonna say this to the cows come home. If Earl is dead set on wanting that undisputed, they gonna have the fight, because he gonna just concede to what his payment demands. But if it come down to that, he will take it out that ass in the ring. If this fight go down to a 50-50 thing, something that Errol Spence didn't want to but agreed to just to have the fight, that let you know he finna beat dog shit out this boy. You know, and you know, once again, I like Crawford too, but I'll be glad when this fight over. Now, I ain't nowhere close to as big a fan of Crawford than I am Errol Spence. What I can say about Crawford is I like the fact that he's a damn good fighter. And I got respect for all good boxers because I'm a boxing fan, but you know, I got more admiration for Earl Spence, not just because the way he fight and the shit he went through, and the way he carried himself behind it, the character that he shows. I mean, you know, I know it got to make his father proud to see his son carry himself the way he do, out, you know, in comparison to like how a lot of other fighters act when they at the level of success that he had. I mean, he really keep it pretty much cool. You know, you never seen him too high, too low. You know, so you know, but that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe. To the next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.